Welcome back to episode 8 in the Youthful Revolution series featuring Immortal DC. A season is in its final stage now. Question is, are we in the promotion or relegation group? And yes, we did manage to win it. Yes, we are looking at the group here. We are top of the group D and Setúbal is number 2. So we did win it. And also quite comfortably, I would say. We got 57 points, not as much as last season, not even remotely close to that kind of number. But yeah, 57, 55 for Setúbal, and all the way down to 47 for Rense here. So both us and Setúbal was kind of comfortably winning this group. So without too many spoilers here, we can see that the last 2 games we did play in the normal group stages, in the group D. We had 2 fairly easy matches, right? And I rotated quite heavily here. So a 0-0 against Lagor and a 3-1 against Olympi, whatever that name is, Montejo. Which brings us to the next 3 matches, the important matches inside the promotion group. And we are starting off here with Camacha, who is top of their group and also second highest points in total of all teams in the league. They haven't even lost a single game this season. And again, we're starting with a loss away from home like last season. So both unlucky and not good enough at the same time. The first goal after 14 minutes came for them, a through ball which is gonna hit the post here, and then they just pick up the second ball and score it from an arrow angle. Also the second one is gonna go their way. I am not too happy about this one. There was way too much space in the half spaces there. But we did at least manage to score 1 goal in this one pretty late here, with Waldman getting a pretty decent goal actually. He did win it back here and then just take his shot. Pretty good. Tactically, I could maybe have done slightly better to figure out how to attack them. I did actually manage to do that later in the game. So, I mean, there is a small part of me thinking that I could have done better, but also we were playing one of the better teams here. The next game was a home game against Setúbal, who we know from our group stages, and we actually did, in the D group, we managed to win against them 6-1 and also 4-0. So this was absolutely a must-win for us. Very late in the game, I played for set pieces and put Gonçalves in there. Yeah, there we go. So what I would say here is that it was a fairly even game, and that small little bit here that I did tactically, changing it over to set pieces or playing for set pieces and then putting in our best set piece, not taker, but the one that actually scores goals from our set piece corners. That was the difference, right? That was the difference between the 2 teams, and I'm actually not happy about this result, because compared to the other results in the Group D stages, we should have dominated them way more than we did. We were not really as good right here as we were in the last couple of games we played against them. So I'm not that happy about this result actually. I mean, I am happy about getting 3 points, but I'm not happy about the performance overall. Last but not least, this was a massive win against O Elvas. 2-0 victory. 7 minutes into the game, we do have a cross from Fabinho, who else? And that is going all the way across to Pixioto, who brings us the goal. Sometimes Pixioto just have a game where he's just brilliant. This is one of those, because he is bringing us to 2-0 here. This might be the most important result and maybe also one of the better performances of the season in total. Funny that both the goals actually came from the same, like Fabinho crossing it in and then them not dealing with it, and then Pixioto taking the second ball off them and just, scores. Kind of interesting. Sometimes you just have those games where he just scores goals, right? It's really odd, and other times he's very average. But yeah, that was a massive game for us. Absolutely. Probably game of the season right now, or match of the season, I would say. So back on the schedule, I have only actually played 5 games, right? And of course the last 3 is gonna be the important ones, with them being in the promotion group. Oh, can we pull this a little bit further so we can actually see? Yep, promotion. There we go. That should be it. So, yeah, absolutely fantastic. Having 2 wins and 1 loss, I think that's very acceptable. And that actually made us go top of the group with 6 points. And Setúbal is second with also 6 points. Elvas got 3 and Camacha got 3. So I'm a little bit surprised that this is how it's looking after 3 games, to be honest. Both us and Setúbal from the same group, being 1 and 2nd. I did not see that coming. I thought I would lose that Elvas game. I had a feeling that I would probably lose it, but no, we actually managed to win it. That was fantastic, wasn't it? So we are in pole position for the last 3 games, but I mean, anything could happen. Absolutely anything could happen. But let's get through some of the other news, because there are quite a bit of news in this small window of schedule we have played. First off, just a new staff member again, of course. There is always going to be new staff members, isn't there? So a new scout, right? Philip Gonçalves, very good scout. 20 adaptability. That's massive. When we are starting to scout out in the world, he's going to be fairly good at it, supposedly. So yeah, there he is. Our intake was unfortunately extremely disappointing to me. It's an average intake. I would call this a poor intake, because there is not right now a single one of them that I have signed. Not a single one of them is worth £45 to give wages to. I just don't see it. If there is any one of these guys, maybe this goalkeeper. I just don't see it. When he's an injury prone, I don't really want them. But he is actually okay. His numbers are okay, but that injury prone and also inconsistent in red, I'm just gonna say, nah, not for me. I can find someone else probably. Hopefully I can find someone else. Also, João Diaz here. Again, he got that red thing, inconsistency. That's the only negative really, because he's okay in terms of him being either defensive midfielder or central defender. But is it worth £45? I don't think so. I don't think this is worth £45. These intakes has to be a little bit better for me to actually sign them. Which means we are going out and trying to find more youngsters. Maybe not only for the under-19, but also for the first team. This is the first guy, and he is actually... I mean, he's quite good, and he's resolute, personality. Yeah. Now, here's the thing. He will cost us 110 in pounds, so that's quite a bit. Yeah. 110. He's gonna be quite expensive to, yeah, you can see it here, joining Immortal. So all of these that I'm gonna show you are all future signings. We don't have them right now. So this is the first guy, and he is, I'm not sure how we're gonna play next season, but I think he might be a backup kind of fullback or wingback or whatever. But he could also play as a, as we can see here, central defender, wide center back or something like that. He definitely do have some holes in his system, clearly, but his physicals are there. He got bravery, he got off the ball, he got really good flair. He's an interesting kind of player. He might even be an inverted wingback sort of type. I'm not too sure yet. I just see the potential in him. Luan is also going to join us later on in the summer, and he is a star signing. Yeah, he is going to be a star signing. I actually don't remember. Yeah, I think it was actually non-contracted. I think this guy was actually non-contracted. So that's going to be interesting, but he is going to get quite a lot of money on that non-contract situation. So a winger or attacking midfielder, which I think we got a little bit too many of them, but I could not say no to this guy when he popped up, and he looks fairly good. The only worry I kind of have with him, like the other guy, is the inconsistent in orange, but you barely find anyone not inconsistent in the youngsters department. So overall, I don't see a lot of weaknesses. If he does have a weakness, this guy, it's probably his teamwork and work rate, because we do like to pressure really, really high up. So we do also like to see teamwork and work rate on our more aggressive kind of players, or offensive kind of players. Otherwise, I mean, he got some crazy numbers here. Dribbling is 15. He got decision making of 14. I mean, he should be good. This guy should be a star signing. He should be. Hopefully he will be. So, yeah, there he is. Martin Hopfer, an inverted wingback with all the mentals that you want on a youngster. He will be coming in as a squad player on a non-contract as well. This might be the most exciting signing we're gonna do out of all of these that I've done. This might be the one that I'm most excited about. He's interesting. This guy is definitely interesting. He can do a lot of things. Just look at those mentals as a 16-year-old. Are you kidding me? The only thing he's not capable of doing is running off the ball, or, you know, off the ball is 5. That is terrible. Clearly, that is terrible. And he's also not really a wingback, because he doesn't have the crossing. So, yeah, again, inverted wingback. He do have a reasonable left foot, right? So he's also not very, very quick, right? His physicals are not, you know, the greatest, but they're definitely not bad either. So he's a very interesting, look at that style, he's a leader. He got what? Leadership 12 already. Teamwork 17. He got all that work rate 15. You got all the numbers you want to see on a fullback. except from crossing and maybe off the ball if we are playing him as an inverted wingback. But otherwise, this guy is incredible. And we do get one more wingback, or maybe inverted wingback. I don't actually know. Is he? Yeah, reasonable left-footed. maybe. Andy Thompson. So he's kind of similar to Hopfer we just saw before, but not quite as good. Also on a non-contract deal, but as a breakthrough prospect, so he don't really care about the playing time, supposedly. Likely a player for the under-19s, or maybe as a third or fourth choice backup next season, or something like that. Again, there are some good numbers in there, and there are some bad numbers. Off the ball again, not great. But he do have the technique, the tackling, the marking. He do have the work rate up there. How is his stamina? Is there? Pace? His physicals are kind of there. He got some interesting numbers as well. Determination is 15. A leader again. We're bringing in another leader. So what he also cannot do is cross, which is not great for a wingback. But if that's the, if all the mentals are there, if all the physicals are there, and only we're missing the crossing, then we can probably work around that. Also, a 16-year-old Ibrahima Gnik is going to be joining the ranks next season, but he is actually going to be loaned back to the club he came from in Barrio Santo Antonio. So we won't really see him a whole lot, but yeah, he's just someone that I thought, oh, he looks kind of interesting. He could be a ball-winning midfielder or something in the future. Let's just sign him up, loan him back out to the same club he came from, because they actually wanted to do that. So sure, he got some numbers that I'm interested in, and we can see if he actually develops, and if not, well, we can just release him in a year or two, so it should be fine. Jorginho Miranda is still at the club, but he will be leaving us at the end of the season. That I just thought that I might as well say it now. So there, he's definitely going to leave us, and as we can see here, he doesn't like the big matches, and that's one of the ones that I do not want to see in the red. So yeah, he will be leaving us, so I guess that's okay with all the wingers we're getting in, and all the wingers we do have next season. And just to show you here, the transfers out, we do have a lot of these guys on the unwanted list that is going out, which actually left us with a little bit more wage budget, and that's why we also have these coming in that I just showed you. So we already have quite a few signings for next season. That's kind of interesting. And I am worried about what kind of tactic we are going to play next season, but I guess we'll get back to that later on. I often forget to maybe show you some relevant club related stuff. So Dynamics is looking like this, which is yeah, it's really good. We don't really have any issues. All is looking good. The hierarchy is looking like this. Rodriguez is the captain, Fabinho is the vice. We got a couple of very influential players, so everything is looking really good right now in terms of the entire club structure and stuff like that. Social group, you have one big group, another one that is a bit smaller, and then Materias and Pedrinho, who came in this season in the winter time. Not really in it. Happiness full up there. I mean, we got one that is this. Who's this? Narcisio. Why are you not happy? He deserves that he feels a new contract. Oh, okay. I didn't actually know that. That's the first time I see something like that. We might actually end up giving him a new contract because he has been outstanding. He has been outstanding as a youngster. He's from our own academy, probably the first one to really break into the first team. So yeah, that's exciting. So yeah, that's just a small update. I also wanted to update you on the finances. We are currently spending a little bit more than what we should on wages, but we do have 2.2k next season, apparently. I didn't know they were already, showing us that. We still have 600k in the bank. That's fine, because we're gonna get another 1.5 million at the end of this season, so we should be really fine. Projection is still looking like, yeah, well, it's going up. Not as much as last season projection was, but it is definitely still going up. But we do probably have a small loss each time now because of all the staff members I'm bringing in, but hey, it is what it is. In terms of the board, yeah, I still try to get more and more and more out of them. Actually, I just got allowed one more staff, so we will have one more staff soon enough. Probably in this episode we will get that staff. And we are doing fairly well in terms of the board culture, so that is also good. Oh, I didn't notice that before now, but look at this. Professional status planning. I didn't know that. I hadn't seen that. Maybe I skipped it or something, but yeah, that's interesting. Now, one thing I haven't really talked about, which I have thought a lot about, but I haven't talked about with you guys, is the B team. The B team is basically not really usable right now because we are not capable of getting staff in there because they are sort of an affiliate rather than actually our B team. So they are the affiliate of ours, and we can't get coaches in here. So training is not great in the B team because they're actually training in another place. They're not training at our stadium or training facilities. So it's not very useful to have our youngsters in there. But if we're turning professional, maybe this might be something where we could do something. I'm not too sure about it. In any case, the B team is just awful as it is right now, unfortunately. Alright, so we got our game against Setúbal away from home here, and it is gonna be maybe the most important of the next 3 games in terms of our chances of going up. They are definitely a good team, and I already know how they are playing, but let's just go through it really quickly here. So with the ball, they are definitely fairly wide, and they also want to go through the left-hand side very often with the complete wingback really getting up there. Without the ball, I wouldn't say they are narrow, they are more balanced, and they definitely press up on people. They are fairly high up in their lines. What I also noticed is that they do actually play tiki-taka and not wing play, which is kind of interesting. So they will try to take advantage of them having the ball more, which is not bad for us per se. 2 things to notice in the strengths and weaknesses is that they are fairly good on set pieces even when they are defending, so we're not gonna get a lot from that. And they are also fairly good on through balls and getting assists from that, so that's a problem for us because we are playing high lines. And the third thing is probably that they are really weak against our formation. They do concede a lot against us basically because we're playing the way we are playing, so that is definitely to think about. Also, us getting assists from through balls might also be a case here. So these are the 11 players we're gonna send out there for this one, but we do have some changes to how they're gonna play, that's for sure. First off, I think I want to put Fadini here on support. I think we kind of I forgot to do this. Next match only. Remember to do that because otherwise it's changing it every single time. So let's just put him on support. And I also want to change our mentality to cautious because we are away from home and they want to have possession and we are going to allow that. So we're going to battle for it, but we are only battling for it because we actually want to counter them. I think we're going to stop overlap on the left here. Do we want to focus down the left? I think that's okay because we do have a deep lying playmaker over on the left-hand side. So that should be okay. We could try and underlap left, but I don't feel like we should do that. I think we should actually go attacking with standard for this one and also a little bit more standard in passing directness against these guys. Run a defense. Yeah, I think we're just going to keep that one in. I think we're going to keep that one in. Play for set pieces. Not really because they're really good on set pieces, so we don't really want to do that. I think that's about it for the possession part. And I don't really see anything we want to change in the transition and opposition. So that's just a couple of slight changes to go into this one with. All right, let's get in there. Let's see how it goes. Hopefully it's going to be, I think it's going to be a very even game with them having a lot of possession and probably not a lot of chances, but let's find out. So I just paused it after 4 minutes here because I actually made a mistake in the tactical approach. Let's just see what I did wrong here. See, I was thinking wrong about the sides here. It's actually the other side where they have their complete wingback. So I'm actually gonna push our wingback over here, Fabinho, a little bit back and actually put Fadini on attack over here instead. Because I do actually, I'm tempted to actually put him on defend duties. Nah, he's not. Nah, I don't want to do that. I do want him to go up there when we do have the ball. But I just noticed that, yeah, it's their complete wingback is of course over here on our side. Yeah, he is marking the. I'm thinking we might have a problem with him being over here. I'm wondering if I should just pull him back. Actually, I think I'm actually gonna pull him back and play a wide midfielder or defensive midfielder even, because I don't really need to go over here unless we are overlapping. So in terms of in position here, I think we're still gonna overlap here and overlap. I think we're actually gonna overlap both places. We're just gonna be changing the formation. I haven't actually changed the formation before now. This is the first time I actually changed the formation. But I think it's probably needed to have someone be a little bit deeper here to not allow them down this line. Because I think that's it. I think that's gonna be it. After 14 minutes, they do get a set piece, and not too surprising, it's after a set piece they get their goal. I think Igor is completely out of it here. Not great by the youngster. Alright, so 37 minutes in, I'm gonna pause it here because things, if we're looking over here in the bars, things are looking a little bit problematic. We actually had 2 decent chances, but I mean, this is too low in possession, and we can't really get up there. We're just losing the ball too quickly because they are also pressing really high up. So I think we actually need to do a couple of changes here. What I'm thinking is, let's just take a look at who is really playing badly here. Waldman, yeah, I would expect that. What about our Materias here? 6.5, right. I think what we do is probably pull Waldman back slightly here and not being on attack because we can't get it up to him anyway. So we might as well pull him back into this formation and play a, I don't know, box to box maybe. I think box to box would make sense here because we need to try and win the ball further back. I think I'm gonna put them on defense because we can't get it. We can't really get the ball anyway. And then try and because they do like to actually go wide. We're gonna try and trap them inside instead and see if we can get the ball off them in here and then do a counter, right? Let's see, what else do we want to do? I don't think this is actually working. I think I'm gonna pull him back to support and probably just go inverted winger attack here, and maybe we do wide midfielder attack over here as well. So we do have a couple of guys going forward, then we trap them inside, and hopefully we can do something with that. I'm not too sure if that's gonna work, but that's what I was thinking. Do we want to do something else here? Overlap? Yeah, we don't want to overlap actually. It's not working. We want to go even more direct. Attacking with is probably fine on standard. Run a defense. I don't think we actually want to run a defense. We kind of want to take more shots probably, or maybe hit early crosses might be working. Actually, just leave those out. Just leave those out. Low crosses, they are pretty good in the air. So yeah, I don't really want to change that. Pass into space is still fine. Okay, let's try that. The trap was actually working, but it was leading to this corner where they do score a goal. Alright, so half time, and of course, being behind 2-0 now is gonna be a problem, and yeah, set pieces, right? They score on set pieces, and it did look like the trap was actually working, leading them inside, but they took a shot and it was deflected out, they got the corner, and they scored a goal, right? You can't really do much about that. It's not really something we can do much about. I am actually gonna tell them not to tackle too hard because I would rather just have them shoot from range and not really get the corners. So, I mean, I don't know what to do here going forward because nothing seems to be working. Probably because we are not really good on the ball and they're just gonna pressure us into making a mistake, which is what's happening. They are just having better players than us and play a similar kind of style as to us. They are very similar in their way of playing to us. So it's really hard to do anything going forward. We're just defending right now, and barely so. So yeah, I don't really. I think one thing I will do is berate them because we are behind, but I don't really know tactically what we can do to change this kind of thing. I think obviously we need to do things in a little bit. Because we are behind now, so we're going to go back to positive. Actually, I'm going to go all the way to attacking. And I think we will push this guy up there again. I think I want all my attacking players on attack. And then the rest on support and defensive kind of duties. I don't think wingbacks is working right now. I just don't know what would work in this specific scenario. Maybe no nonsense. Just no nonsense. Just trying to win the ball back as much as we can. I don't really see other options here. Probably pulling maybe the D-blank playmaker on support instead. Maybe the box-to-box on central midfielder role on attack actually. Or maybe just support. Yeah, whoops. Just support on him. I'm trying a couple of different things here and it might not work out. Let's actually tell him to get further forward when we do get the ball. So something like that, or maybe we do want one of them to go forward. I mean, Fabinho is pretty good on the ball, so we can play fullback. We can probably play wingback on defense instead. Yeah, I think that's probably better. I don't think we want to focus down the right and left hand side. I think we actually try to focus through the mid here because of how we're set up right now. So we can probably leave more space out wide with that because they're trying to get the ball off us in the mid in that scenario. Hit early crosses is probably gonna be better. A low cross, I don't know about the low. I'd like to put it back to mixed crosses here. Play for set piece is not gonna work for me. Higher tempo, attacking is fairly wide now because we're putting it up on attack. I think that's probably what we're gonna try here. Will it work? Likely not. Likely not. Is anyone really playing poorly here? Not really. I mean, Waldman is not looking too good, and also Pina on a yellow not looking too good. Yeah, but if there is anyone that is gonna get goals here, it's probably gonna be Pina, so... I think we are just... I mean, Fabinho could come out instead of Brown, but I'll rather keep my best players in there for now and see if we can maybe turn this around. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get into the second half. 59 minutes in, and Fadini is bringing it into Hashimi, into Waldman, through the mid to Pinner, and there is the goal. Good. And just to pause the game right after that, yeah, definitely the right choices here. So going through the mid was actually what we were looking for, along with maybe a couple of the other changes, but completely different game right now, completely different. We got a throw in here for Fadini, Hashimi, and Fadini crossing it into Pinner, and he scores, but yeah, it's offside, unfortunately. So 67 minutes in here, and we are still absolutely the best team in there, but I think there is a couple of changes we need to make in terms of personnel, because we do have a couple of players that doesn't really do well here. Materia 6.2, Pixioto 6.4, maybe also in question. Let's go into the tactic actually and see what we can do from here. We do also have a couple of yellow cards. I'm not too concerned about that. We have some players that are furious, anxious, in danger of losing discipline. That's not great to see because we are actually doing really well here in the second half. Let's just go ahead and pick up Materia here. I think we could probably put Miranda in there, who could be a very, very good player in this kind of situation. I think we're gonna still put him on attack actually and keep it structured exactly how it was before. Just a very fast player to have in there on the wing. 13 pace, 13 acceleration, good dribbling, good technique. So yeah, and also fairly decent off the ball. I'm worried about some of the yellows, but I don't think I want to do it. I think more so the anxious player here, Mendes, could come in. He's also really, really good off the bench. A very good striker off the bench, basically. But we're going to play him as an inverted winger, of course. And I think that's going to be it for now. I am probably going to take out Fadigas later on, and also maybe Pina. We do have Valente who could come in, because we are looking for the goal right now. We're definitely looking for the goal. So the wingers is coming in. Oh, I put him as a winger here. That might work actually. Yeah, let's try Miranda as a winger. Let's try that actually. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's move on. All right, so things are not quite going in our direction actually. I think we need some new legs in the midfield. I actually do this right in the highlight. They are getting a highlight here, so that could be a goal for them, unfortunately. They do have a free kick, but I'm gonna do it anyway right now. Gonçalves coming in there because he's fairly good in the air. Pinner, I probably should go for the midfield instead. I really should. Or, yeah, the wingbacks, I mean, 6.1 on that Fabinho and a yellow. I think we're going to put in Emil, or is he? Yeah, Emil Brown. Wingback on defense on him as well. I think so. Yeah, I think we still want to be fairly solid in the back. So that's going to be 2 more subs right there. 84 minutes in. It doesn't look like they're getting a lot of chances, to be honest. But actually, that highlight before was actually for us, funny enough, a counter with Pinner. But I'm going to put Pinner out of his misery here. He got a yellow card. His condition is not real there. And if we are going to get a goal, we need fresh legs up front. I kind of wondering if we should put him as a poacher. The other team that we have him, yeah, let's just put him as a poacher. Maybe a pressing forward, actually. Nah, no, I'm actually going to put him as an advanced forward. I don't care if the team we got him from on loan don't really like that. I want an advanced forward in this situation. Full time, unfortunately, 2-1. We turned it around. I mean, they had 2 set-piece goals, and we turned it around, and on the pitch, we were probably the better team. We were not in possession in any kind of fashion, but we definitely get a lot of chances after our, halfway through here. We got some things going for us, but just not enough. Just not enough. They are just a little bit too good. But defensively speaking, we did quite well, as you can tell. Yeah, they have a lot of possession, but they never really get in there, except from those 2 times where they get the set pieces from the corners and get them in there. Otherwise, I mean, we're okay solid in defensively speaking, just maybe a little bit unlucky conceding 2 in this specific situation. But of course, losing this one means that our chances of getting promoted is definitely, it's not bad, it's just less likely now, because one of the spots, yeah, I think Setúbal is probably very likely to be promoted now. O Elvas did win their match against Camacha. I thought Camacha would be the biggest team in here, but no, it's actually Setúbal who was actually behind us in the league, of course. So 6 points for Elvas as well, which is gonna make it tricky. Very tricky. Like I mentioned, we do get a new coach in this episode, and his name is José Ribeiro, and I take this guy because he is in possession tactically and also technically. He is the man that I wanted. We were lacking a bit there in terms of the training ability. It was a bit average, so I wanted light. I want the workload light, and he's gonna help us that. I actually haven't set it up. What I usually just do is just go in here and just ask the assistant, and now it is still average. But yeah, it should be better. Well, did he actually go? Yeah, he is in here, but he's not on the possession. Well, he's on the technical here on attacking. That's kind of interesting. He should be over here, and maybe this guy here. That's still average. Well, I'll figure it out, but he's definitely the man, or the best man we could get when it comes to possession in the technical and tactical areas. Next game is against Camacha at home, so I would say this is a must-win. I mean, we could maybe get away with a draw, but I would call this must-win. They are bottom of the the group right now. And if we want to be promoted, have a really good chance of it, we need to win it. So in terms of their scout report here, one thing I do see is that they get a lot of through balls, assist from through balls, which is not great for us. And they also do have a lot of pace, agility, acceleration, positioning. I don't think they are not going to be easy. But we'll see, Now, one thing I do also notice in the weaknesses is that through balls are a thing that they are conceding here, with assists coming, 6 out of 10 assists is coming from, in the last 20 matches, is coming from through balls. So definitely want to go a little bit more direct than normally. And also 4 out of 10 assists conceded from the last 20 matches is coming from the left-hand side. So that's our right-hand side, of course. So that's good for Fabinho, I suppose. And that's also where we're getting most of our goals from his kind of assist making. So that should be okay. And in terms of their width, and also, it looks like they're playing through the mid, because they don't have a lot on the sides, and they're also, I wouldn't call this narrow, but just a standard kind of thing. What about their without the ball? That is pretty much the same, so they just kind of play fairly through the mid and also defend fairly in between narrow and width. I mean, it's just normal, I think. Also, it looks like a mid block. But they are a wing play kind of tactic, so we need to remember that even though they're not really probably going to attack us really wide, or their formation is not very wide, they do want to go out and play on the wing. So yeah, this is going to be the starting 11, which do have Gonçalves in there instead, and also we do bring Narciso in there. But otherwise, it's the same 11, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So, yeah, I don't think we have any changes to our normal tactic. We want to go positive in possession. We want to go, overlap and all that. I think we want to go fairly narrow, but that could change. Fairly narrow and passing down. Actually, I think we might want to do... Whoops, we want to do this first. I always forget. I remember it right when I see it. But yeah, slightly shorter. We probably should be more direct, actually. Yeah, I think actually we're gonna go more direct against them. I think that's gonna be good. I'm wondering if we should hit early crosses, but if we see that we're not really getting a lot of chances early on, we can change it to hit early crosses and also a little bit more wide. Well, we'll see how it goes, but I would rather just go in how I want to play rather than how they want to defend, so to speak. So yeah, let's do that, and let's get in there, and hopefully we can get a couple of goals early on. 9 minutes in, we do see what we are working with here with the more direct passing. Waldman finding space, and he is looping it over the goalkeeper. Lovely. Alrighty, so I paused it 30 minutes in because there is not, I mean, we are probably the better team, but I think we can change things slightly, like I mentioned, to maybe get us a couple of more chances here and there, because we only really have 2 chances where one of them was the goal. That's not quite enough for me. Now, let's go into the tactic here, because I think we need to... I mean, I don't think we need the wingbacks on attack, actually. I think we can pull them back to support, and then probably leave one of the inverted wingers, or maybe just him on attack, actually, up here. I think that's going to be better overall for this, because we're countering quite a lot compared to being in position, and also take out the overlaps, of course. And I think we do want to hit early crosses actually with this, with the wingbacks, just hitting the early crosses, trying to hit the inverted wingers or wide target forward or whatever, or pinner for that matter. But that's also pretty much all I wanted to do. Just slight changes here to how I see the game going. We could try and go through the mid, but I don't think it's gonna be that good for us. I think I'd rather just play, out to these guys and then cross it. Because of the hit crosses here, it's gonna be probably better for us. Mixed crosses, nah, just keep it on low crosses actually, because if they do get to the byline, I'd rather see a low cross than a higher cross or anything like that. So yeah, that's just a small slight change. Let's see if we can get another goal in this half time, and I do think the changes actually worked. As we can see here, we got a couple of chances, none of them really big, but we did create more chances. Yeah, we were looking for that. They did get a fairly big chance here near the end as well, but that was a personal mistake by Igor. I don't think it was a tactical thing. That's just, actually, it was actually a double mistake by Igor, I believe it was. Not great by him. I don't know what his rating is, 7.1. How about that? But yeah, definitely, yeah. Sometimes he seems to be doing stupid things, but overall he seems to be doing fine in average rating. So, yeah, I mean, sometimes the match engine is just showing you things that is a little bit out there compared to how the, you know, the overall thing is underlaying the whole match engine thing. But anyway, so far so good. Yeah, I would say we are the better team, though they do have the higher XG. It does look like we are playing okay here. And we do have the result right now, so we can just continue with what we're doing. We lost the ball on a set piece, and they are gonna counter us. We do manage to get home, but unfortunately they still score the goal from sort of a crossing situation. So 60 minutes in, and things are definitely not looking good for us. It's moving in their direction now. Both the match momentum, all the highlights, everything is moving in their direction. I don't know what they have changed, but we definitely need to change things because of that. I think what they have done is probably play a little bit higher tempo, and also going up, probably doing a higher pressure on us. At least that's what I think. I mean, they are quite far up already. But what I think we will do is actually just go uncautious, because we haven't had the possession here in the second half. They have all the match momentum. We want to sit back a little bit further down. And I think we also want to go in and probably do a sub or two to get some fresh legs in. Someone like Pixioto here is not really doing too well. And we are playing more and more on the counter now. So probably Miranda or Mendes. I can't really make up my mind. I think Mendes is going to be it, because he's more attacking. I think we're going to pull him back on support and him on attack. Yeah, maybe the attacking midfielder on support as well to be a little bit more fluid. I probably want him on a defensive role now. Fullbacks on support, I think that's going to be fine. We don't want to go too defensively. We just want to be a little bit more cautious about things, because a 1-1 is still a result for us. It's still to our advantage. The surface yellow, I think Igor is coming out. Nah, he's not coming out. Yeah, any other changes? I'm just looking at it. I don't think we are going... Maybe the fullback? I don't think that's worth it. Pina is playing okay. And if there's... Again, if anyone is going to score, it's going to be Pina, right? Waldman, I think that's fine. Hashimi, I mean, we could take out... I don't think we are in any use of a deep line playmaker right now. So I guess Opara as a ball-winning midfielder would be better. Yeah, I think that's actually way better. Alright, let's try that and see how that goes. Right, 80 minutes in, and that seems to be working in our favor, but there is not really a lot of highlights. Actually, only one comprehensive highlight. But yeah, things are definitely moving in our direction again, and since we are 80 minutes in, I think we should do at least 2 more subs here. Just fresh legs, basically. Fabinho and Igor on that yellow, probably. Rodriguez can come in. He is an experienced guy, so let's just bring him in. Fabinho for Emil Brown, that should be a straight up sub. We could do the last one now, or we could wait 5 minutes. I think I am gonna wait 5 minutes with the last one. It looks like Svadini's legs here are just done for, so let's just put him out of his misery as well here after 5 minutes. And I guess Haug is gonna get a little bit of a game time here. He hasn't played a lot because he's been injured the last month or 2 actually, so he's coming in again now. Full time, 1-1. Unfortunately, not quite the result we were looking for, of course, but yeah, tricky games. It is tricky games. I wouldn't even say we were the better team out there. I mean, the changes we did when we did them did work. We just didn't really get enough out of them, of course. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Hopefully Setúbal actually won their game. But let's go out and check if Setúbal won their game, because that would be good for us. That means we are still in front of whatever the other team is named. Oh, come on, Setúbal. Oh, come on, man. They didn't win. They didn't win. So now that means Elvas is above us with 9 points, which means we are no longer in the control. We are no longer in control of our own fate here now anymore. We of course need to win the last one. Oh, that is against Elvas. Oh, we are still in control. Never mind. We just need to win the last game against Elvas and we're good. So yeah, I mean, that's at least something. But there is only one thing we need to do now, and that is winning that game. We are at home, so that should be good. All right. We're good. We're still there. but maybe not, but we'll see, we'll see. Well, we got another future signing here, Carlos Vritas, a breakthrough prospect. He's a goalkeeper, I'm gonna accept that. It is a non-contract, yeah, why not? I mean, he is probably gonna be the second goalkeeper next season, or backup goalkeeper on £20 unused substitute fee. That should be fine, and when he is playing, he's getting 65, but whatever. He's probably gonna sit on the bench all season, so that should be okay, unless he's gonna be starting in, but I don't hope so, because he's not that great, but he's alright. He got the numbers you want to see. He got decent jumping reach, decent aerial reach, he got decent reflexes, and also his decision is 13, determination is 17. So overall, pretty good goalkeeper, also 189 tall, no concerns of anything. So a lot of clean sheets in whatever under 19s he actually was playing in that league, so I mean, he could be a very, very good goalkeeper in the future for us. Alright, here we go. Elvas, 5-2-3 formation. And with the ball, they seem to be fairly wide, or yeah, something like that. And off the ball, they are also fairly wide. Interesting. And they are obviously playing wing play with that 5-2-3, not too surprising at all. And from playing them earlier, I do remember that they are not good with set pieces, so that's pretty good in their own box, of course, so defensively speaking. And also assists from crosses is also terrible for them. So we definitely want to have Gonzalez in there, because on the set pieces, he's going to be the one that is going to score a goal, if anyone. So yeah, that's quite important, and also assist from their right hand side. So our left hand side is where a lot of the assist is coming from. But yeah, I think there is a couple of changes here. All right, so what I want to do, and first off, yeah, this is the players that we want to play. Next match only, and we want to play on positive because, well, and then again, we are probably not going to be in control, even though we are at home. I'm gonna leave it at positive and maybe change it very early on. What I do want to do is change this in here. I don't want to overlap. I actually want to go through the mid, and I want to be fairly wide. And I also want to be slightly more direct. And I do also want to hit early crosses. And I think I do want to run a defense. Low crosses is fine. Shoot on side we don't want. So that is definitely it there. Is there anything in here that we don't? I could go stop crosses, but I don't think so. I think, yeah, I rarely change how we defend. Now, what I do want to change is this. I want to do support here. I want to do support here. Might even go on defense on them later on. Do we want something here? Probably not. I think we're okay with support here as well. Now, what I do want to do, because we're playing Miranda, is probably do him as a winger on attack, because there is going to be space behind their wing backs. And I think we are doing something. I mean, I don't think Mendes here. He's probably, I think, but just inverted winger here on him is probably going to be fine. And I think we're going to drop him down to support. So we have 3 on attack, we have 3 midfielders on support, we have 2 on support on the wing backs, because we don't really want them to overlap. But if we do control the match just slightly for 5 minutes, we do want them to actually get up there and do the cross a little bit higher up. So that is probably how we're gonna start this game. Yeah, let's do that, and I think we are off to our last match of the season, and hopefully a win, because that means we are promoted. A loss, well, not. And draw also, no. So we need to win this. 22 minutes in, we do go side to side with our wingers here. And all of a sudden, Fadini getting into the box and score a goal. Lovely. All right, so half time, and we are 1-0 up, of course. It's a very even game. There is very few chances in it. Very few things to see. They are in control when it comes to possession. They have all the, if we go into the player statistics, actually no, that's not true. Into the analytic data here, we can see that they are also the one having all the possession. And yeah, but it's a very even game, but with us having that goal, of course. I am wondering if there is something we can do, because yeah, we're not getting a lot of chances because they have the ball all the time. So the question is, how can we get the ball more often? I think maybe going on cautious might be it. If I could go on balanced, I would do balanced, but I think cautious mentality for second half here might be a good idea, because it also looks like they are trying to go up and be a little bit more aggressive now when they are behind. So maybe going on cautious means that we have more counter-attacks, because we will battle them more. I think we want to do that and see if we can get a second goal, because otherwise I think it might be them having a better chance of getting the second goal. It doesn't really make a lot of sense being on positive when we don't have any control of the ball at all. We are 30%, right? So Just wondering if there is anything we want to do other than that. We're focusing through the mids. Hit early crosses should be good. Maybe we don't really want to focus anywhere. Maybe we don't really want to run a defense. Do we want to more... No, I don't think we want to be more direct. If anything, we probably want to be a little bit more fairly wide. Or maybe just standard. I'm not too sure. It's hard to tell. When you don't see the match a lot, it's hard to tell. I could go on full match and just watch what's going on. Nah, I think probably just a balanced kind of width is going to be better for us here. I think that's what we're going to try. We're still, for the most part, it's still the wingbacks getting up there and crossing it in rather than anyone else. But that's probably because they are on attack, so they are actually getting into the danger area. But again, we don't really have the possession, so it's not happening too often. I think we're just going to try that and just move on and see how it goes. Alright, so 66 minutes in, not a lot has happened. They had a half chance. It's right after that half chance. That's the only highlight that was. Still kind of the same situation, so I think what we are gonna do is, because we are 1-0 up, I think we're gonna go on defense on our wingbacks, because that is kind of where the danger area is. And I think we might as well do this and probably pull these guys down on support. So we are a lot more compact. I am wondering if we should... no, I think that should be okay. Hashimi, I think we are, looking for probably some fresh legs somewhere. Yellow cards on Miranda should be okay. Igor, on the other hand, that's a bit of a worry, actually. But he's having an okay game, I suppose, compared to how we play right now. I think Mendes, I think Mendes just keeps playing here for now. Waldman, we could have someone coming in there. We do have an unfit Pedrinho who could absolutely do something in there. I think we're gonna try that, actually. Yeah, we're gonna try that. And I think maybe we want to... I don't really want to take Hashimi out, because he is the one that we want to go through if we are getting any attacks in. So Gonçalves, guess he's coming out just for fresh legs. Fadigas coming in as the ball-winning midfielder. That makes sense to me, because we don't really need to score a goal right now. So I might as well just go for a fresh leg kind of ball-winning midfielder. And probably just wait and see what happens. I probably want to ease him off the tackles here as well. Don't really want to get a red card here. That would be absolutely terrible. Same with Miranda, actually. Yeah, ease off the tackles, please. There we go. And that should be it. Hopefully we don't see a goal from them, because otherwise... It's 40 minutes. We got 40 minutes to play here. No, actually only 35 minutes to play. And right now, we are promoted again. This is like the same as last time, where we got into those last 12 minutes or 10 minutes of the game time, and then we just lost it. We just lost all of it. It feels the same here. It feels like we might end up not getting there because of how it's going. But should I go? No, I think this is it. This is it. Let's just hope for the best that they don't get a good opportunity, because if they do and score, then we are in big trouble, because we are not creating a lot of chances here. All right, 76 minutes in. There have been 2 big opportunities for each team. All of them set pieces, funny enough. So, I mean, make of that what you want. Yeah, I think we're gonna make another 2 subs here. Again, fresh legs, probably midfield, I was thinking. Fadini is also, yeah, his legs are gone, but he is playing quite well. But I think fresh legs and also that yellow is a concern of mine. So just fresh legs in. Mendes, again, we don't really need a goal, so I'm not going to take him out. Fabinho, on the other hand, fresh legs on the wingbacks is probably a very good idea right now. But the problem is, those 2 guys we got in right now, they are not really good when it comes to defensive work. They are more going forward type of players, but... yeah, it's a bit of a risk taking Fadini and Fabinho out. But those yellow cards, I am concerned about that. So let's just do it and hope that it's exactly like the last time, right? It's exactly, this time around, I'm not going to use my last sub just in case that we do get an injury in the 80th minute. But it feels very similar to last time, or last season. Extremely similar. It's like very even game and last 12 minutes... and then all of a sudden they score a long shot goal or something like that. Like, I've got to hate myself from saying it. I just jinxed it. Oh god, let's go. All right, 86 minutes in, they had that big opportunity to score from long range. They did actually get it, but they did Chexeria with a massive save. Absolutely massive save. Okay, last sub. We are 86 minutes in, or almost 86. I think it's time for Mendes to come out and put some fresh legs in there. Oh, Hashimi, you are done for as well, but you have to play it. Yeah, you have to play it now. Alright, let's confirm it. 6 minutes to go, or maybe 7-8 minutes to go with the extra time, and we are promoted. Oh, we got the dying seconds here. It is 94th minute, and it looks like it's gonna be the end. We are promoted, guys. We are promoted. There it is. End of game. 1-0. Full time. That should be promotion. I haven't checked, but it should be, because the other, yeah, it was, yeah, now I'm getting confused. But yeah, it should be promotion, guys. Wow, that was, at least for me, that was pretty intense. That was, it was way too similar to last season. Way too similar, but I think we did it. Let's go out and check. There it is. Promotion, celebrating promotion. What is even more interesting is that we actually topped the group. If we go in here, we are in the Champions Playoff Final. Let's check out the stages and go to the all groups. Nope, that's not the one. Promotions, there we go. We actually topped the group because they messed up. Setúbal, they messed up. So we even have a chance to win the league. We actually have a chance to win the league because we are getting into that. I had no idea this would happen, but I guess we have one more game to play because we are probably playing these guys, Javier, in the very last final. Cool, all right. Nice. But I'm gonna end the episode instead of playing that because this episode is probably already too long as it is, and we might as well play that game. I mean, we got what we needed here. We got the promotion, and then we have that final game next time, and also we have all the things we can talk about, you know, all the after the season awards and all that kind of stuff, average ratings and what have you not. So, wow, exciting news that we're going up. Absolutely fantastic to end this episode that way. I was really nervous in that match. Really nervous. That was just not cool. Not cool that it was that close again. But now we even have a final to play next time. That's an interesting one. So anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this one, and I will see you in the very last episode of this season next time.